Hello? Did this work?
Hey,
I think we're good. I have volume, and the title rolled, and I think we're off.
how
People are
do I
saying hi.
sound?
Hi, everybody on the side. Hello, Amy from the Baja Peninsula.
Wow, international.
International. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Happy Place Live. We're still getting the kinks worked out here, but I think we're off to a good start. Um, I'm Joey,
Michelle?
and
And I'm Joey and Michelle's friend.
hi, Jordan.
Oh, I'm Jordan. That's my identity.
And we are the Happy Place Explorers. And on Tuesdays now, we're going to try doing these little live streams. So for an hour from 6 to 7 on the West Coast and 9 to 10. Holy cow, that's late. Sorry. 9 to 10 on the East Coast. We are going to do these little live segments. So today, we're going to start it off with a little bit of topics. Some Disney news that's going on, and then we'll eventually shift over to questions and answers with you guys because we just kind of want to hang out. Hey, everybody in the chat. We see you coming in there. Feel free to throw questions over there. We'll answer them a little bit later, but I promise we'll get to everything. So, all that said, let's start this bad boy off. What?
It looks like you're eating the.
Ah!
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
It is kind of like cheese shaped.
Yeah. Well, right now you're behind the globe. You got to go to your left a little bit. Jordan can't actually see. No,
Nope, the other way.
the other way. Other left. There you go. Oh,
Too far.
too far. Jordan can't actually see what these graphics look like. Basically, we're on a Skype call with Jordan on one side, and then there's a program that we use that does this like interface that you kind of see. And so, like I said, this thing's held together with duct tape and Elmer's glue. So let's see how this goes. All right, Jordan, how was your day?
It was good. My wife just came in and turned all the lights on, and I realized how dark it actually is in this room. And you can see me well.
I can, yeah. You look really nice.
And am I glowing?
You are always glowing.
That's a nice thing to say. Where were we?
Um,
How, how's my day? Yeah, it was until this moment. How was your day?
Good. It was good. I had to pick up a hard drive for work, so we had to go down to the Warner Brothers lot to grab that. But I can't get on it because of the quarantine. I am locked out of that thing.
Oof.
So got a hard drive, and then Michelle and I after that went to get pizza. They did a curbside pickup at a pizza place right across the street.
I got to go on a car ride.
Michelle got to go on a car ride. It's a big deal. In the quarantine, and obviously with Michelle pregnant, we don't want to go out very often. But it was nice to get some scenery. Just stayed in the car the whole time. We did have a pretty exciting experience at the pizza place, though, Michelle.
Yeah, we just went to this little local pizza place and.
Domino's? Pizza
No.
Hut? Sbarro?
What was it called?
It was not. Oh man.
It's just a local place.
Yeah.
And we were
It's
waiting
really just
for.
the business.
Yeah. We were waiting for our food to be brought out to the car. And Joey goes, "Oh my god, that's Jay Leno." And I'm like, "No." And I look up and it's this old fancy
Like
car.
Yeah, like a pink Cadillac. It
It was
wasn't.
like
It,
maroon.
That lines up.
yeah.
But yeah, and he just kind of pulled up and parked across like 4 parking spaces and then literally got out, walks in front of our car, walks almost between you and the ordering
Yeah,
window.
very not social distancing. It was like the anti-social distance.
Just like-
Jay Leno's just like right, like 2 feet from me, and we're trying to be cool about it. And the guy's like giving me the pizza right as he's like
As
right
like Jay
there.
Leno's
Yeah.
walking up to the window that we are right next to.
Yeah,
He hosted the Tonight Show.
he
Yeah.
did. He's also the celebrity that we've seen the most.
We've seen him 3 times.
3 times in random
Oh, really?
occurrences. Yeah. I don't see anybody ever, and like I've seen Jay Leno 3 times out here. So that happened today.
Yeah, that was
That's
interesting.
neat.
So yeah, otherwise that was our excitement. Got the hard drive worked, and now we're doing the live stream. So
People have asked how I'm doing.
how are you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing good. Pregnancy-wise, everything is going well. I'm just so over being in the house. And I'm concerned that by the time I go out on maternity leave, I won't want to be on maternity leave because I will want to be outside of the house. But We'll roll with the punches.
See, I'm not pregnant, but I have similar feelings. Well, not about
Just
not
about
about
being locked in, you mean?
just about being locked in.
Okay.
If a few months from now a baby's in the house, we have bigger questions. But I also am looking forward to freely being out of the house.
Yeah.
It's weird how your perspective changes when you're forced to sort of have to hunker down.
Well,
I
and
always
for
liked
us,
being indoors. And now
like, I'm not going anywhere. Joey's the one going out to the stores and everything like that for obvious reasons. So sometimes I get to go on a walk. I really feel like a dog. When Joey this morning was like, I'm going to drive down to work to pick something up. I'm like, in the car? Can I go? In the car?
You stick your head out the window?
I kept rolling down the window a little bit. And I was like, can you roll down your window so we can get a breeze in here?
Yeah, we don't want her to jump out, Jordan, so we don't roll it all the way down. Just to let everyone know, so we're just doing a quick catch-up here. Just getting started. We see all your comments and questions over on the side. We're going to get to all of them. Thank you, by the way. Hello, everyone. Lots of nice things being shared over on the side. I can't keep up, but thanks. Let's see. What should we do? So I just wanted to talk about, before we dive into questions, and that's what the majority of this video is going to be, I wanted to talk about 2 topics. Well, 3. First of all, Jordan put out a video last week, notably on April 1st.
It's important to note the date.
Titled, what was it, like Herbie, or this could replace Test Track or something?
Right.
Could this replace Test Track at Epcot?
Yeah.
That's right.
And it was basically a Herbie fully loaded, refurb of Test Track, and it's arguably is a pretty cool idea until you get to the end where you do a full like how the track would go through all of World Showcase, and it becomes pretty obvious.
Yeah, the track a little bit.
Yeah, and so it becomes pretty obvious that this isn't exactly a very serious idea. But people in the comments didn't get that. And so we've been getting a lot of, I don't know if you're a new subscriber here or not, but we've been getting a lot of interesting how there's no scenario in heaven or earth where Herbie fully loaded is going to replace Test Track. And
We agree with that.
Yeah. So I think what's cool about, well, one, I'm going to let Jordan weigh in on 2 things, because there's another video that's also kind of blowing up out of nowhere that's getting a lot of interesting comments, and I think it's because people don't understand Jordan's sense of humor like we do.
Yeah. It's taken us years.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. We appreciate it. And yeah, I agree. Jordan's quality of some of the videos and like the mini doc pieces that he puts together are really good. And that's why the Herbie video seemed so convincing. I mean, it did have 11 minutes of the history of filmmaking to open it.
How can you appreciate Herbie if you don't understand why it's the... Here's the thing. With that, when that idea was incepted, it's like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I just did like a 4 or 5 minute quick video just to sort of, put that idea out in the universe. And then it just blossomed. It's like, well, I can't talk about the love bug if I don't talk about the history of movies. And then it just got super serious. And the thing is, in the last 3-4 weeks as I've been working on this, I probably watched the love bug like 4 or 5 times. And it's kind of had this maybe reverse effect where I actually think it's one of the greatest movies of all time. Like, it's permeated into me, and it is just something incredible.
Well, that's good.
But the point is, it is a joke. It should be taken as such, and hopefully the serious presentation makes it all the more fun or humorous for you to watch.
I think so.
Because that's my ultimate goal with everything, is to make you laugh.
It was uploaded on April 1st.
Yeah.
April Fool's Day.
Yeah. But it is surprisingly good, and I think its stay power is actually really solid. So sometime from now, somebody's going to stumble across Happy Place Explorers on a "Could this replace Test Track at Epcot" video with Herbie leading the Test Track vehicle.
I was shocked at how well it potentially lined up, like with all the different vistas and scenes from the movies that actually synced up. And tell me, it wouldn't be awesome if there was a track that went and weaved in and out of all the pavilions. Oh, it would no longer be Epcot. It would be Herbie's Epcot.
It sounds like it's your dream for the reno of Epcot. It's just
Yeah,
Herbie's Epcot.
at this point,
Yeah.
flush everything else and just focus on this.
Let's the other thing that we should address right there is that the Pluto video that you did is getting all of a sudden, guys. We don't really know how the YouTube analytics work. Sometimes our videos get decent views, sometimes really minimal. We appreciate every view, so thank you again for watching. But
Exactly.
but the all of a sudden, out of nowhere, weeks after it was uploaded, that Pluto video started blowing up, and so Jordan has a little bit of Jordan humor in that as well. And it is also repeatedly getting comments on it.
Yeah, there's sort of a cutaway gag in there, and again, the goal is to make you laugh. And so if something makes you scratch your head, it's probably not because I'm stupid. Probably. I want to emphasize probably, but just enjoy the video. I won't give it away here, but
just head over to the comments on that video right now. You'll see the part. Come to Jordan's defense, because a lot of people are really ripping him apart.
Oh, I need to watch this.
It's a very obvious reference that Jordan was making fun of, and like people are like, you know that it's this, right? Jordan's like,
unrealistic, ridiculous.
yeah.
That's not what it is.
Yeah. But anyway.
How we often reply to Jordan.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you got to figure it out. Okay, so yeah, that was something we wanted to get right out of the gate. The other thing I want to talk about before we dive into questions is what Disney recently announced last week after we did this live stream of what they're going to do with annual passes. Because I think it was a complete 180 on what they were originally going to do, and I think some people benefit from it. And I think for people that are having like in financial hardship right now, because it is a trying time, it is a good idea. It's a good option. But the way that they went about it, like, threw me off, because we had the plan. We were just talking about it. Like, basically, the original plan was when the parks closed, they said that you'd be extended by each day that they weren't open. So like you'd continue to pay your if you're on a monthly subscription plan or if you paid up front, you'll continue to pay. But you'll be getting the additional time that you missed made up on the back end. Mm-hmm. Out of nowhere, Disney was like, hey, rather than making you pay, we're going to stop payments right away. We're going to refund up until the day that we closed. So basically from the day we closed forward, we're going to refund it. And then you will only continue your monthly payments after the park is reopened. So let's say your pass expires in June and the park doesn't reopen until July. You won't make any payments, but also you won't get that extended period at all. It's just gone.
It just ends like normal.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so that threw me off, and because we were talking about it, the advantage with Michelle is like right now Michelle's pregnant. She can't go on very much. So when
I haven't been able to since November.
Yeah. So with the passes being extended, and let's say the parks open up in, I don't know what, like, let's be optimistic.
July?
Yeah, July or August. If that is the opening point, then our annual passes would start back up again in July and August, and we'd have them for the remainder of the period, which is cool. I think that like is the right way to do it. But by them not doing that, the challenge is like you're like, okay, well my pass expires, right? Like whatever, I'll just re-up when I want to, like whenever I want to down the road, which is true. But the issue that a lot of people weren't thinking about is the passes have gone up in price since then. So you wouldn't be grandfathered into your old price. You would be paying you would lose all those months that you have at the rate that you're paying right now. And I think that is what irritated me a little bit. Just because they didn't even, it's like that was option 2. It's like they didn't even bring it up that you were going to have that option. Initially it was just like, oh yeah, like this is just how it's going to be.
Well, in order to enact that option, didn't you have to call?
Yeah, so there's no like button or anything that you can just select right now that switches you over to that new like option, which is basically you can postpone all of your payments to start as soon as the park reopens, and then you finish out your contract as normal. That's option 2, but they haven't made that, like the only way you can do it is call up and wait on hold for an hour and a half, which is what I did. And then you have to talk to a cast member who was very polite and I can't imagine how many people they go through a day, but it was very polite. But like basically she had to write in the notes that we wanted to choose option 2 rather than option 1. Because everybody is going to get option 1 unless they manually choose option 2.
Which option 1 is discontinue payments right now.
Yep.
And your payments pick back up once the park opens.
Yep.
I feel like a majority of people would choose that second option, too, to sort of
You think so?
freeze it rather than just let it run out.
I think it depends on everyone's financial situation. Like, Joey and I are lucky that during this time we can continue making our monthly payments. But for those people who have been laid off or have lost their jobs through all this, that's an extra expense you just can't justify at this time. So I kind of understand where that would become their option number 1. Mm-hmm. I think fewer people would do what we're doing, but I think it's based on your financial situation right now.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Well, we'll have to see. Anyway, that happened. So if you have a Disneyland annual pass and you want us to try to answer a question about it, write in the comments and we'll dive into that. But that was a big thing.
Is it the same for Disney World?
Yes, right? Disney World had the same
Yeah,
policy.
it was the same. I've been a little lazy. I've been daunted by an hour and a half phone call, which I don't know why. It's not like I'm doing anything exciting. I believe there's no, like, as far as I'm aware, there's no, like, set window, at least if I do it in the next week or two. It should be the same as call-in today. Mm-hmm. But I believe right now the only function, or the only way to do it is to actually call.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. We're getting some comments about some other stuff. Let's ignore Gary for right now.
What?
No, because we don't want to
Gary
go down that road. No, Gary's not in the chat.
Where is he?
He's in a box. He's in a box.
Kevin doesn't even know about that. Katie
Okay.
told him to say that.
Just for everybody that's wondering on the sideline, we used to have as childhood friends. This is almost it. As childhood friends, we had like a stuffed fox named Gary, and so like that is what is currently being addressed in the chat right now.
Gary was a groomsman at my wedding.
It's true, he was. There's a picture of it. I wish we had it. It's a stuffed fox that we made in a basement. Again, this goes back to when Jordan, me, and Michelle were back in our hometown, very young. Rather than vlogging on the weekends, we were making stuffed foxes.
But then also...
And now you know.
Yeah. All right. Otherwise, yeah. The only other thing I was going to bring up today that I read was, did you see that Bob Iger was talking about post-quarantine Disney?
Yeah.
And so one of the things he'd addressed, and I think it's true, is that like how post 9/11, obviously bag checks, a lot of things became mandatory, and now it's just normalcy, right? Like you just expect a bag check when you go to a sporting event or something like that. So that didn't actually used to be really a thing, and now it just is commonplace.
I don't remember a world where you didn't get your bags checked before. How old? I was like 10 or 12 when that all was happening. So, like in my memory, there's only ever been bag checks.
Yeah.
But I also think just with this new, however things are going right now, nothing will ever be like how it was 3 weeks ago.
No, agreed. So what we're referencing is Bob Iger today kind of sort of talked about how what might become commonplace at bag check and might make lines a little bit longer now is they might be taking temperatures, which is probably going to be done through like a digital thermometer. Oh, there it is!
I found it too.
There's Gary. That's Gary the Fox.
I need to sync it up so I can.
Groomsman at Jordan's wedding. There he is. Look at him.
Look how like healthy we all looked.
Yeah.
Right now, you're just showing you're just showing their pants slide.
My video's a little delayed on my end,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so that's Gary. If you're wondering who Gary is, there he is. Childhood, stroll down memory lane.
You guys made him.
We did. We made him. So yeah, I just think I think that's something we should probably all...
I think it's a good precaution for now. They're just probably going to do the laser thermometer at your forehead.
It just seems so weird to think about right now. It's like, all right, let's look at your bag real quick. Okay, good. No, just a camera. Everything's good in there. All right, now, real quick, just let me laser your forehead. All right.
So
have a magical day.
So I think, and I've never been to a theme park at least that utilize this, but I know that I I can't remember where, but I've seen people comment about how I think Universal or some other theme park has it sort of like an airport where you run your bag through a scanner, which I guess expedites the process quite a bit. And
Universal does that. Universal Hollywood does it. Yeah.
And is it noticeably faster in your opinion?
Yeah.
Yes. Because you don't.
So I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think if I mean I don't think this is a bad idea as far as what COVID-19 and how you don't necessarily have to have a fever to carry it. I don't know if this is the best method to. I mean, I understand. I wouldn't be against it, but I don't know if it's fully worth it. If that makes sense, without sounding like an awful person.
The temperature checks or the bag?
The temperature checks. But I think if we had to do both, that Disney should sort of embrace the more speedy bag check system, just to because otherwise it's going to take an hour just to get inside the park.
It is. Sorry, I'm just looking at. There's a lot of Gary comments. I'm glad. I guess he has the fan base on the side. He would.
It's everyone you would expect.
Don't ever tell him though. It'll go straight to his head. It's the whole thing.
He has a big ego.
Yeah.
Where is he?
He's in a box, I think, downstairs. I definitely saw him. I packed him up. I remember packing him up in the car. Are you gonna go find him?
I'll go find him.
Oh boy. All right, guys. So those are the only huge updates that are going on. While Michelle goes and finds Gary, let's go over to some questions. I'm gonna try going backwards, but if you want your question to really get answered, just basically copy and paste it into there right now, and I'll grab it. So let's see, Jordan. Jordan can't see any of these because again we're on like a 30-second delay, so it makes it very challenging.
Exciting.
So everyone is very new and exciting for you.
Well, every question is like fresh. I don't have time to prepare. And so it may seem like I'm caught off guard, and that's why I'll throw in some intentional, like, and some ahs, and just to see.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Yes,
He's missing his nose. He used to have a nose. It fell off.
He has a tail.
Yeah. He's hand-stitched, guys. I brought this thing to life. Jordan gave it a voice. I wouldn't do that right now.
No.
It's been some time.
Mm-hmm.
That was...
All right, let's see what we're doing here. So, we're going back through. Lots of Gary stuff, guys.
I like that Gary is...
Ed says he understands your sense of humor, Jordan. It's very early in the chat. People are fans of the wedding pic. People are fans of Gary.
Oh.
Good. Maybe he needs to...
We'll send him to Jordan.
Andrew says, I made a Jurassic Park puppet once.
Oh, that's cool.
Wish I could show you guys. You should send us a picture. Go to our Instagram. We have an Instagram. That's the easiest way to message us. If you ever want to send us a message, do it through Instagram. But send us a picture of Jurassic Park puppet. I will lose my mind.
While you're talking about social media, we're on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. Yep. And we're also on Twitter. If you search Happy Place Explorers on any of those platforms, you're going to find us. Joey sort of runs the Instagram. I sort of run the Twitter. So if you want, just so you have that in mind, most of the grams are Joey. Most of the tweets are my mindless babbling.
Very Jordan sense of humor if we do a throwback to the beginning.
I saw someone asked where we got this sweatshirt. This is actually Joey's sweatshirt. I'm just not able to wear normal clothes much anymore. I think, did you get this from Box Lunch?
Yeah, I think it was a Box Lunch.
So, yeah, there's a store, it's at the malls, but it's also online called Box Lunch. If you haven't checked it out, it's kind of like a subsidiary of Hot Topic, but it's all very, what's the word, Jordan?
They have sandwiches and juice thermoses.
It's very focused on, like, TV and movie references and stuff.
It's like obscure niche references.
I get a lot of really good Disney shirts from there. I got my a bunch of Emperor's New Groove stuff from there, which is awesome. And then a portion of their proceeds goes to some sort of school lunch program for kids or Feeding America or something like that. So
nice.
We get a lot of stuff from there.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a few comments on that.
Is
sweatshirt.
Michelle's hair dyed or is that a shadow? I dyed my hair. About a month ago.
Crazy
So
shadow.
this is faded out now. But yeah, I dyed it at the end of February. Definitely saw Birds of Prey and decided I was gonna go get the tips of my hair dyed blue. So yes.
It's a throwback when she was younger, when we were dating.
That's enough.
She had blue hair at one point.
My hair was blue before you and I were dating.
Wow. Continuing on. Ed mentioned a good idea here. Okay, so he said maybe they'll put a sensor in the magic bands that'll take your temperature.
That'd be interesting.
Ooh.
What else could they find out?
You're right. All of a sudden, what... Well, it kind of makes you concerned what else is in magic bands. What's stopping them from right now? That'd be interesting, though. Imagine if you're, like, going up to scan and you're like, bloop, and it goes, like, red, and it's like, nope, you've got a temperature.
No, I feel fine. I feel fine. Then the Disney security that's, like, actually dressed like normal people, they just come out of nowhere, and then they take you off, and you're like, no! It's right, Splash Mountain!
Splash
say,
Mountain
not
would
today.
cool the fever. It would take it down.
And I'll say, sir, this is a Walmart.
Oh my
And then I'd be like,
gosh.
okay, maybe I do have fever.
We're going through, trying to catch up on all the comments.
What do you guys miss? What do you guys miss the most about doing normally? Going to Target?
Yeah.
I miss Target. I saw a meme online that said, when all this is done, I'm really looking forward to the phrase, hi, can I get you started with any apps and drinks?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's so true. I can't wait for someone to say
Sit-down
that to me.
restaurants are good. You know what else, too, is like, and we were talking about the other day, I really miss Disneyland. Like, I didn't think, for a while, I was like, I know I'll miss it, but like, I'm fine. But then I was really thinking about it the other day, and it's like, and I know we always go to this, but the Pirates of the Caribbean queue smell is just the best.
I
It's the
can
best.
smell it, even though I can't smell it.
Ugh.
What do you miss most about doing normally, Jordan?
See, it's going to Disney World. I really, like, I'm so stir crazy, and it was like lifelong dream to like live this close, and this has all happened within the last year, and so it's been an option to just get in the car and go, and now it's like it was just like a little treat that was dangled and taken away.
Yeah.
It's coming back. It's coming back soon. Well, it's coming back.
So another question was,
Hear what happens.
what's the first ride you all want to go on after lockdown? For me, that depends on when lockdown ends. Am I pregnant or not pregnant?
Well, are we gonna go? I don't think we'll go to Disneyland before you have the baby now, just because I don't want to risk the virus is still gonna be a thing for like a little while.
That's true. All right, we'll do post-pregnancy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on Guardians of the Galaxy the entire day I'm there.
Oh my gosh!
I'm just going to keep going on it.
That's a lot of rides.
I know I couldn't do it. How do you not get? I like.
Mission Breakout could actually induce labor, I would think.
No, we're saying after.
After. Post.
That sounds smarter, actually.
What would you pick?
Oh, mine's Haunted Mansion, assuming it's open. But yeah, Haunted Mansion again. Jordan, first ride.
Mine would be probably the Runaway Railway. It was fresh. I got really attached to it in the short amount of time, and I just have been itching to get back on.
Same question. Somebody asked specifically, Jordan, what's your favorite ride?
What's my favorite ride? Oof. Disneyland Pirates.
I mean, it's great. I'm just
You want me to
surprised.
elaborate?
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised by the answer.
No, it's like the best. It's the accumulation of every like best Disney element as far as it's a boat ride, it's a dark ride. Disneyland Pirates is so much superior I think is the right term to use, to Disney World Pirates. It wasn't a rush job. It has extra scene. It's got that Blue Bayou build up. I just love everything about when you're like sailing in the bayou before, even though it doesn't, like, if you think about it, it has nothing to do with Pirates of the Caribbean. This
Well, the
Maybe-
bayou is kind of Florida.
That's
Maybe they left from the bayou to go to the Caribbean.
It's kind of
Probably.
relevant. That's kind of relevant.
you could link them. You could link them for sure, but they're not. You don't instantly think about it.
No.
But the point is, they're the fusion of everything together. I just love it so much.
It's the people mover effect. People just want to go on something and look at stuff. So it's why Living with the Land is a good attraction.
I love Living with the Land.
I know, because nothing really happens on it. It's not a thrill ride, but it's like you can just zone out for 12 minutes on a boat, and you're just like, yeah, this is nice.
Living with the Land is the equivalent of sitting in a massage chair.
It's very relaxing.
Like, so relaxing. You feel smarter just for having ridden it. There's fish, and at one point you smell mint, and it's just
All right.
land.
All right.
The land.
What else we got?
We got a question. Do you guys work at Universal?
We do not work at
No.
Universal. We go there, and like we did a lot of Jurassic Park stuff for a while, but no, we do not work at Universal.
None of us work at any of the parks.
Yep, just like you guys, we just go for fun, and then we
work
one day
for the
decide.
parks.
What, Jordan?
We don't work at the parks. We work for the parks.
We don't even do that.
Wait, I don't think that makes sense.
Let's see. Have it.
Going through the comments right now, guys. Holy cow, there's a lot.
Read the first comment you see. What does it say?
No. This one says, with the reversal of the payments and the date of expiration not extending, what happens to those passes who expired during the closure?
Okay,
That's
so
a good question.
yes, so what will happen is if your pass, let's say the parks don't open until July, but your pass expires in June. If you choose to not do anything, to like not address it, not do another option or anything like that, your pass will expire in June. You won't have to pay for anything, and basically like you don't need to renew until you want to after it. So when you sign up for the monthly payment plan, you are guaranteed a 12-month period that you're able to go to the park. And because we've lost some of those months, Disney has basically decided to like waive that contract. And instead, if your pass expires before the park opens, then your pass will just expire. But if the park opens before, let's say the park opens in May, but your pass expires in June, you will still have just that 1 month period. But your pass will still expire in June. It doesn't get extended beyond that. Unless, this is where it gets complicated. Remember, there's a second option that you can call and select where you basically just defer your plan, put your plan on hold until the park reopens, and then you'll finish the months that you had left.
But you're still paying during this time.
No. Nobody is paying at all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's all done.
at this point,
We're not
payments are
paying?
paused. We are not paying anymore. Payments are paused. Because you're basically going like, pause my contract, and I want it to restart as soon as the park reopens. And then once the park reopens, you'll make a payment. Not exactly on that
option
date.
two.
Yeah, that would
That
be
would be
option
option
2.
two.
That's the one that you need to get on the phone and call until, and I'm guessing it's going to happen, Disney's going to be overwhelmed with calls at one point, and they're probably just going to make it a, hey, select this on the Disney app. What version
Yeah,
you
because
want.
how long were you on the phone?
Like an hour and a half. And I at one point got kicked off just because it's like,
Yeah.
it's so annoying.
Which is surprising because, I mean, it's not surprising, but they also didn't make like a formal announcement. There wasn't an email or anything.
Yeah.
I got an app notification, but that was about a very confusing app notification.
Mhm.
So
It
I
just
wonder
like,
how swamped it would be if they actually like made the night. What they should do is have it be an option that you can just click online,
Right.
yeah,
answer with a click.
yep.
And maybe they're working on that before they have an official email or
Yeah.
hoping. Hoping that at least.
So if you don't do anything and your pass expires before the park ends up reopening, your pass will just be done. You won't have paid any. You won't miss any payments. It's not like you got gypped out of days at Disney. You just basically your pass expires. So that's the simple answer to that question. It gets more complicated when you want to extend it. Keep going down.
Jordan, what are you drinking?
This is fresh Florida tap.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's sustainably sourced. No, this is bottled water with some blue raspberry electrolytes squirted into it.
Nice.
Surprised
People
Someone-
asking about it?
Someone asked if you were drinking a shield potion. I don't know what that means.
No, definitely not a shield potion. Definitely not.
Some of those Pluto comments got a little hurtful.
Oh, is that a throwback to that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Then we got what is your favorite thing to eat at Disneyland? Jordan, you have to answer it too.
I bet if we answer at the same time, we would actually say the same thing.
But okay, are we doing Disneyland or Disneyland and California Adventure?
Just Disneyland.
Oh.
Narrow it down. Ready? Wait, we're gonna do a 3, 2, 1? Okay.
Yeah, do it 3, 2, 1.
Alright, okay. 3, 2, 1. Plaza and
Churro
chicken.
topping.
Crap. Wait, I thought it was...
What'd you say?
Did you say Crunchwrap?
Oh, you said Disneyland.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking Ronto Wrap. Maybe it's just been on my mind lately.
It is a Disneyland relevant thing.
I guess I was thinking Disney
The
World.
Plaza Inn chicken blew my mind during that parade. The Magic Happens parade.
I would really like to experience it. That's something I haven't yet.
Oh, it's so good. It just knocks fried chicken out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've
That's
only
it.
I've only ever had in a disappointing fashion. So I think it's not fair. One of these
Yeah.
days I actually have to go to the chicken stand and get it
Yes.
properly rather than just buffets at Not Scary Farm.
Yeah.
But Plaza Inn chicken's
But
so good.
if we do Disneyland and California Adventure, like if we do the West Coast parks,
Mhm.
I so need an angry dog. I don't know why. I just love the Angry Dog stand, and I love their angry dogs.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to that. This one says, will you guys do more live streaming at the parks? That's the plan. I mean, I don't know how a child's going to affect all this.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Let's have someone to hold the phone.
We've done it before in the past, but the streaming quality ended up lagging out so bad. I
Oh,
felt like it
live
really,
stream.
yeah.
I feel like when I did the Star Wars land, it worked
That's
really
true.
well.
Galaxy's Edge opening day, Michelle did a really good job with that. I did the train once, and that was a nightmare.
Well, because you're moving. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe. We'll certainly try it. Now that we know this interface exists, it gives us some
Yeah.
more options to do some stuff. So we're catching up to the Gary craze and the comments.
Do you want to do this?
Okay, so
Do you know what the partial refund option is for us Disney World annual pass holders who have paid in full? Do you know about that?
I didn't know that was an option.
I remember reading, because again, the Disneyland and Disney World passes are very similar in terms of their policy. I remember reading that
Full disclosure, when I got the app, I took a screenshot of it and sent it to Joey and said, look, it's way different than Disneyland is. And he says, no, it's not. It says this right here. And it's like, oh, yeah, it does. It says that pretty clearly. And I didn't notice. So I'm probably not the best resource for the Disney World.
Okay, so there's two things. If you paid in full, you are the only pass that is officially being extended beyond days. So for each day that it's closed, your pass is extended. That being said, I know it does say somewhere that I think you have to call again, but if you get in contact with them, they can give you a different option where they'll just refund the from the time that you
The
have made
remaining
payments.
ones.
Yes.
But again, it's a phone call to them.
Yeah, I think you have to phone call. Otherwise, if you do nothing, your pass just gets extended. If you paid in full, your pass is the only pass in their systems that are actually being extended by the total number of days. So,
I don't want to speak for Disney cast members or whatever, but I think just in general, if you are nice and polite with them, they will work with you with what you got going on. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep that in mind.
Can I say that thing that I found on Reddit
I don't know.
about Disney cast members? I don't know if it's true or not. The magical day
sure.
thing. Okay, side note regarding being polite to cast members. I sent it to you too, Jordan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw on Reddit, I don't know if this is true because it's Reddit. Someone's like, what is a polite way of saying F you? And there are people just going off. And then one of the comments were, I heard that at Disneyland or Disney World, instead of telling you to have a magical day, they will tell you to have a great day. And I don't know if this is true, but now I'm going to be watching for it. I mean, I don't think I'm a rude person, so I would hope I would never hear it. But if I do, I'm going to be like, oh, what did I do?
So offended to be told to have a great day.
I know, that's what I was telling Joey. I'm like, that is the only context that I would be upset about it now that this has been put in my head.
Some angry cast member just from a distance points at you. You have a great day! Oh my
I
god.
would say it like that.
Yeah.
Wow, he's very enthusiastic about how great of a day I have.
Wouldn't be too hard to read between the lines.
Jordan, we got a request for a Gary voice.
Oh gosh,
Don't do it.
I'm not going to.
You know-
Some things can remain a mystery.
Yeah. You imagine it yourself out there. What would Gary's voice sound like?
It was your mom. Your mom asked for you to do Gary's voice.
Who knows?
Ed asked, when are you expecting the baby? We are expecting the baby in July. He's due in July, and we just finished painting the nursery. And
Oh yeah.
should we talk about that?
Yeah, we
She
can talk about it.
said something particular there.
You did.
You guys know.
I don't think anybody else knows that.
What?
We know the gender of the baby,
Oh, yeah.
but we have never said that.
Oh, it's a boy. There's your gender reveal party.
That was
Rabbit,
fun.
rabbit, boy!
Also not the reason I dyed my hair blue. That's
It's why-
always what people go to next. Oh, is that why you dyed your hair blue? No, it just
I
looks
didn't even put that together till right now.
better
That's
with
genius.
my
You should tell
skin
everybody
tone.
it is.
Yeah.
You were that drastic. You're like, yeah, this was our gender reveal.
Oh gosh.
Was that I dyed my hair
No.
permanently blue.
I didn't know what color it was until I saw it.
But for those of you interested in it, the nursery, we actually painted it these last 2 weekends, and it is actually going to be vintage Disneyland themed. So the color palette that we picked for the room is actually based off, I believe it's the original Disneyland sign with the flags on it.
Nice.
So one of the walls is one color of the flags, and the rest of the walls are like a cream color of the sign. And then we ordered some, like the vintage Disneyland posters, like what Jordan has behind him, for the nursery. We ordered Jungle Cruise, Space Mountain, and Haunted Mansion, because my kid cannot be afraid of Halloween-y type things. It's not allowed in my household. So he'll get used to that real quick. And then we also bought a puzzle from Disneyland a while ago that's in the shape of Mickey ears, and it has just pictures of all the different rides, cartoony-ish on there, so we're going to put together that puzzle. And now we have plenty of time to do it, and
That's true.
put it in a frame, and also put that in the nursery. So
vintage Disney nursery.
maybe once we get it all put together, we'll put it on some social media somewhere.
Oh, blog.
Yeah. What?
You said home vlog.
Oh, no.
We're not home vlog people.
Yeah, Emperor's New Groove.
What?
Someone just said Emperor's New Groove.
Tablet's
That's a good
hair
one.
looks great.
Oh, thank you. Someone really likes Joey's Rise of the Resistance fail video. It made me laugh, too.
It made them
So-
a fan of the channel.
Well, great.
truly-
We're glad you're here.
Truly got to know you in that video.
guys, it was like, I wasn't even hamming it up. So, when it didn't work, I like almost forgot the camera was recording, and when I finally turned to it, it's when I realized, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I was recording all this. I just couldn't believe it was happening, and everyone was cheering around me, and I was like, I did so much research. I did a live stream. I did a live stream that morning where I told everybody, I'm like, here's what you got to do to get it. Guaranteed success is if you do these steps. And that was pre me doing the thing. And then, oh,
It made me happy because Joey got in trouble with the OBGYN for going on that ride without me.
that's true. That was the whole thing. Anyway, that's a lot of information.
That video is amazing for a lot of reasons, but I just love when it's happening. It's hard for you, but the celebration around you is so like exaggerated. They start cheering. A group takes a selfie photo. Like, oh, this is the greatest moment. The people experiencing pure joy over your shoulder, and the stark contrast in the foreground is one of the greatest shots ever on this channel.
It was it makes the second episode way better, the failure. Because then, if you haven't watched when I actually get on the ride, you really should, because one, I love it. Like, it was so much fun. But that video plays so well with the first one because there's just as big a roller coaster while we're on that ride.
It's one cohesive story.
Yeah, it's really good. So, anyway.
Do you want to do that?
Andrew's asking, what's your favorite 80s movie? Theirs is Back to the Future. Jordan?
That's a good one. 80s.
Is
80s.
Clue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
I think Clue was made in the 80s, and that's my favorite one.
Clue's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm blanking hardcore. I really like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but I feel like I'm missing something like really obvious. Back to the Future's a good one.
Back to the Future is a really good one.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back was 80 in general.
Great Muppet Caper.
Mm-hmm. Last Crusade.
Oh, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Obvious. That's the big one.
Oh, I would do Last Crusade. That was 89, right?
It depends on the day. Yeah, Last Crusade's 89.
Okay.
Raiders is 81.
Oh no, Jordan, we froze. I don't know why.
I can still hear you.
Oh, do you need that?
We're Jordan, you're there. You got to lead the conversation. I don't know why we froze.
I'm going to lead the conversation right now as I think of 80s movies that I also like. I'm trying to peer ahead over my Blu-ray collection because I'm not as good on the spot. I'm trying to think of Disney movies that came out in the 80s. What was that? You had Little Mermaid. That was 80,
Hold on, Jordan. I'm gonna do some stuff here.
87 or 88.
We're trying to get this fixed. You're gonna lead it.
Jordan,
Yeah.
and Andrew said that he likes your Rainbow Cabin poster.
You know, I just recently finished this wall, and I got some other additions here. If we're still going, I'm just gonna keep.
Yeah,
We are. Yeah, you're good. You can lead.
I'll
We can talk. You just can't
take
see
it
us.
off and we'll get a little closer look at the wall. So up top we got the monorail. See, I like having the attraction posters, but I had to incorporate Country Bears, which was at Walt Disney World first, before it was at Disneyland.
Oh, I didn't know.
And I always loved the monorail system. So I sort of have my Walt Disney column right here. But then everything else is Disneyland original print. So we got Mr. Toad, the People Mover. This is my favorite part of the Mr. Toad poster with the train going by. But yeah, I think my favorite is the Rainbow Caverns poster. This is basically where Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is now. But this was the first. I don't know if it was. I can't remember if it was like this opening bit. But pretty early on, this was the attraction that was there, and then it eventually sort of morphed into the Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland that you probably heard of more. But I guess there's like only random videos of the Rainbow Caverns. But I guess it was like phenomenal on the inside of what it like actually looked like. They were able to achieve some pretty neat effects in the Rainbow Caverns, and it looked exactly like this. So there's that. And I think we talked about it last week. Met Bob Gurr late last year, and he signed an Adventures Through Inner Space poster. We got Haunted Mansion and Submarine Voyage, and so that's my poster wall. Then we got Epcot represented.
Yeah, I want that
man.
Epcot
Look at
poster
that
so
sweet
bad.
Happy Place Explorers sign.
Didn't Tiffany
Yep.
make that?
Yeah,
Tiffany made that.
That's awesome.
it's amazing. Okay, so stand by, everybody. I'm going to switch us back. Hopefully this worked. It's going to look a little janky. I'm going to do a transition,
Ooh.
and then let's try to... No, it didn't work.
What happened?
We're going to... Here, wait. Hold on.
There you go.
Hey-oh. Here's some troubleshooting. We look better than ever. All right, back to questions. We got to power through these. We got 8 minutes left.
Yeah. We got... Have you ever been on the Back to the Future ride?
No. Oh, I want to so bad too.
We haven't?
No, it was removed before. So we grew up.
Simpsons?
We've talked about this. We grew up in the Midwest. So all of us. I didn't get on an airplane until what was that?
You were
2010, almost 20 years old.
Yeah, you were 20. 1920.
Ugh. And anyway, so my entire life I wanted to do Jurassic Park the ride and I wanted to do all that. I grew up watching those videos. And when I finally moved out here, one of the first things I did was went to Universal Studios to Jurassic Park the ride, but that was after they had removed Back to the Future for Simpsons ride.
Gotcha.
Kills me.
Have you done Back to the Future, Jordan?
I did not do Back to the Future. I haven't even been to Universal Orlando yet.
I know.
Oh.
Isn't that shocking?
I reach out to Universal Media Relations all the time, and I'm like, hey, I've got a guy that would go right now and do these great detailed videos. It would blow his mind. Yeah. There's so much. And Island of Adventure is amazing, and you have no idea.
And it's not because I'm not interested, but I just haven't really researched anything about. So it would be, I know what attractions are there roughly, but it would really be like going blind. And I'm trying to keep it that way intentionally for when I do. Eventually, it'll happen one day, but eventually I might go.
Have you been to the Universal out here in California? Mm-hmm. So you've been.
But that was before they had Hogwarts.
Okay.
And yeah, I went with you guys. We.
I know, I've been to Hogwarts stuff in Orlando, and then we went to the one out here when we moved out here, and I was like, oh.
I think it's impressive the amount of stuff that they fit and how small of an area they have.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And they're building a third park here too.
Yeah.
And that's.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna eventually have to go.
Dang.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Tybalt asked, this might be Michelle's nightmare, and it is. If you had to be in a Disneyland parade, which one would it be?
I have an answer.
Actually participating in?
Well, here's my thing. So when I was in band in high school, we got to perform in a Disney World parade in Florida in 2007. I played trumpet in band, but I was in color guard at that time. I spun rifle. And I got to spin rifle down Main Street, USA at Disney World. So I've been in a Disney World parade, mm-hmm. and it was a great experience. It was a lot of fun. I got yelled at for being on my cell phone backstage.
Wow.
I was getting my prom dress ready. I got a phone call about my prom dress when I was behind the scenes, and some cast members yelling at me, and I did not understand. That was my first time ever going to a Disney park, and I did not understand. I didn't understand the Disney hype. So, I've been in a parade, and it was fun. I don't know what the name of the parade was.
I would be in Main Street Electrical Parade, driving one of those turtles. That's what I'd want to do.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'd want to, do the bow.
I would also want to be in the Main Street Electrical Parade, but I would want to be riding Elliot the Dragon.
Oh, at the top? You would actually be at the top of the dragon?
I mean, I don't really want to be Pete reciting the lines, but if there's a seat to sit in all of Disneyland, it's on Elliot the Electrical Dragon.
Awesome.
Katie had a good question. She said, what's your best ride breakdown story?
We might do a video about that, actually. Michelle and I have a bunch of ride breakdowns. Like a full video of our top 5 ride breakdowns.
Well, can we talk about it?
I mean, you can talk about your favorite.
My favorite one was when Space Mountain broke down and they had to come in and they physically pushed your car and you just kind of roll all the way back down into the station. I was like, this is how we get back?
Yeah.
I thought that was...
Just sort of push you over.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, actually, how manual that was. I thought Indy was my favorite. I really liked when the lights came on in Indy because we broke down
Oh.
right in the where the ballroom is, so we could see how. Because I don't know if you guys knew this, but when that ballroom,
Don't ruin
the
it.
illusion, you're not actually going towards that ball. The room is going towards you. The whole room is on a track and it moves towards the vehicle. So the ball is actually coming towards you, and then you go down. We got to see that with the lights on, and it was awesome. So that's my favorite. Jordan?
See, I haven't experienced too many exciting ride breakdowns that where you actually had to walk off. Like, I literally can't think of a time where that has happened. There's one time me and my dad got stuck on the Tower of Terror, but it was like after the ride. So after the drop, and it was like literally 15 feet from where the elevators open and you get off the ride. It stopped for literally like 40 minutes. And it was like late in the night, and we were excited. We were like, oh, we'll be able to sneak in this ride and go straight to Phantasmic. And
Oh, no.
you can hear Phantasmic from inside. And so we were just waiting, and we could hear the fireworks from Phantasmic going off. We're like, oh, we didn't make it.
That's rough.
But we got a fast pass, and the first thing we did
Let's go back on Tower of Terror. There you go.
Yeah.
Jump through some of the questions. James asked, "Are you guys ever going to do Six Flags Magic Mountain?" That we moved to the Santa Clarita Valley now, so we're up here, which is where Six Flags Magic Mountain is. Once the quarantine ends, and potentially, I know they have a lot of video restrictions on their rides, so I'm not sure how photogenic that park would be. But I definitely love roller coasters, so I'd be into it. I'm going to give Andrew a shout out. Says he likes whenever we reply to him.
Hi, we're just normal people.
Hi, Andrew. Thanks for watching.
Hi, Andrew.
All right, where'd you leave off?
Do you want me?
Sure. We gotta
We
fly
got
through these
that
bad
one.
boys.
You do favorite roller coaster of all time.
Favorite roller coaster of all time?
In any park ever?
Yeah. Mine's Raging Bull. Raging Bull and Six Flags Great America, Chicago. Gurney, Illinois. Yeah. Best steel roller coaster I've ever been on.
No, what's the one that I like here? The dual one,
Twisted
Twisted Colossus.
Yeah.
I like Twisted Colossus at Six Flags in California. What is it called? Magic Mountain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jordan, favorite roller coaster?
What's the one that almost kills you at Mount Olympus in Wisconsin Dells?
Hades.
Oh!
Hades. The wooden roller coaster where you can actually hear the screws loosening. That is the ultimate thrill.
Wisconsin
But probably-
Dells.
Probably Space Mountain, though, really though. If I had to answer legitimately.
Space Mountain's fun.
Either Space Mountain. I used to think Disneyland Space Mountain was better, and now I think they are equal.
Really?
Can't decide which one is better.
I just don't like the seating style. It's basically Space Mountain Disney World is basically Matterhorn.
In a way, yeah. Yeah, for sure. And Space Mountain at Disneyland is basically like how Disney World Splash Mountain is. The double side. It's all a mess.
Some people say they love the posters, Jordan.
Yeah.
You know, me too.
Amanda and Jenny.
I'm glad they appreciate it.
Man, guys, we're almost caught up. I know, we're almost done. Oh, it is 7 technically. All right, guys, any last minute questions, throw them in. We're almost at the end of the list. Otherwise, we'll say goodbye.
Okay, we're at the end of this.
We're up here in AV. Where's that? We're almost neighbors.
Antelope Valley. That's like Palmdale and stuff.
Oh, cool.
You were saying,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Betty and the Beast is up in the mountains. That's where we moved up here because it's very pretty and it's
Cheaper.
cheaper. Much cheaper.
That's cool.
All right, let's see. We got Tybalt's got one.
Time out.
Okay, why do you think they got rid of the real electricity on the broke cage on the Jurassic Park ride and went with a blinking light and sound?
So, huh.
I don't know what.
Well, I know what he's talking about. I have to rewatch the Jurassic World POV because I could have
Is it
sworn it
Jurassic-
was back to electricity again, like sparks.
The broken cage?
Yeah, so there's
you
the
turn that
raptor pen
corner?
he's talking about, where it's kind of broken
Yeah.
apart. It used to spark, and he's right, like it was a cool effect. And then they stopped that on Jurassic Park the ride because I'm guessing it just broke and they didn't maintain it.
Yeah.
And then in Jurassic World, I thought they had redone it, but maybe they didn't. I'll have to watch it again. I'm assuming the reason is because it's easy for that effect to break, and they were all about trying to make it not break. Meanwhile, the Indominus Rex was absent from it for almost its entire existence now. So Jurassic World the ride is a mess. There is no good way around it, and it's like I don't know what they're gonna do. Hopefully, they bring it back with stuff. I know a lot of people are hyping it up as like these new editions are gonna save it, but there's no guarantee actually that we're gonna get new editions. So
There's not a lot of places where I can imagine you could put stuff. There's only Predator Cove where I think you have a little bit of creativity or a little bit of leeway to do stuff with.
the world. On
Katie
Snap.
and Jenny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a cool effect eyeball. You're right, 100%. I liked that better. That's why Jurassic Park the ride in its heyday was a superior version of that ride. Jurassic World's still fun. It's just not as good as it could have been. All right, guys. Well, should we wrap it up? Should we say goodbye? It is 7:03.
I think so. We need to make dinner.
That's right. It is dinner time. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. We appreciate it. We're going to keep trying to do these on Tuesdays, so set a reminder. 6 o'clock Pacific time. 9 o'clock, right? 9 o'clock Eastern.
9 o'clock Eastern.
We'll hang out with you guys, answer
Eastern.
any questions.
Atlantic.
What?
How come why is it Eastern when you guys are Pacific? It should be Western on your side, or it should be Atlantic time.
Well,
here.
isn't there one more? Because I know when my brother lived in Canada, they were in line with like Maine, and they were one time zone ahead of what you're at. Maybe that's Atlantic.
Yeah, Jordan.
I don't live outside of the states. I think sometimes we're the only country in the world. So as far as I'm concerned, there's only 4 time zones. And
Oh my
Okay.
All right. Well,
Eastern time.
Eastern time is where you're at. So 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll keep doing these, I guess, for as long as the quarantine goes on. Jordan has a bunch of videos coming up, guys. Michelle and I do not have as much content, so maybe something going on. But we're going to try doing some atmospheric stuff coming up. Jordan had a whole bunch of stuff that we have just chilling in the vault. So we've got a bunch of videos on the way. Actually, Jordan, you have a ton of videos on the way.
Yeah, but the thing is, we had the videos and was like, we don't need to throw these up. And now we have them as sort of like the last, sort of like, you know what, I guess we could throw that up. And so it's just, I'm excited about this next one that we got coming up. It's going to be an atmospheric video, but it's going to be a nice, relaxing time. It's going to be Living with the Land-esque.
I like it.
Relaxation-wise. So stay tuned for that.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for weighing in. Good to see everybody. Good to hear everybody. And I guess until next time, let's see if we can do this right this time. We'll see you in the happy place.
In the happy place.
Bye.
Bye.